Hello everyone, this is Roshan, and today we're going to talk about a little bit more in depth about CRM. Not a new topic, and it's not the first time I'm talking about it. Obviously, we have written a lot of articles and shared a lot of content around CRM. But why suddenly it is continuing to become a lot more a topic of discussion? It's a pretty trendier topic, and it's a hot topic right now, especially in the insurance space. Why is that? There are several reasons, right? One is because digitization has kicked in full force, and so everybody's trying to figure out how do we continue to work in this remote landscape, but also continue to engage, collaborate, communicate, and still be able to understand everything going on, which is through analytics and data. So, so some of the benefits, which is very well written and talked and discussed about CRM has been like, it helps you improve your customer service, because then everybody is looking at the trail of a customer of what has happened, what needs to happen, and how we are dealing with it. Certainly, one of the biggest pull of a CRM has been around that it helps you increase your sales. Certainly, because now you are tracking the pipeline of your or the funnel of your prospects and know exactly at what stage they are, what you need to do to close that. And third thing, again, it is centered around customers. So we talk about customer retention. You know how many engagement you have had with this customer, what kind of reactions you have received, and that helps you gauge if this customer will be retained or not, and if you need to put in extra effort to retain that customer. Certainly, it helps with some additional effort to increase your retention because you understand that customer a bit more intimately. Fourth thing is, I would say, is data. Some of these decent size agencies that we work with is, they have somewhere between 5,000 to 15,000 customers or prospects, and that's quite a handful to be able to be on top of each of them, whether they are a prospect, whether they are a customer, or you lost them. And so, what is the best way you can keep track of all this is in your customer relationship management tool, because then you know what has been in that customer journey throughout, from the prospect days to a customer days, and so forth. So the data becomes important not only from a customer perspective but from a business perspective. What has been the output from each of your producers? Have they been meeting their goals? What have they been producing? What has been the activity mix looks like for those? So all that analytics and data about the operation is also being captured and managed. While we are talking about the operations, it leads to operations efficiency as well, because at that point of time, you are also trying to be efficient by automating a lot of things. You are also trying to see what kind of communication needs to go through different methods of communicating with the client. And another thing which I have not seen much happening, but I strongly believe that it is kind of building over the period of time is institutional knowledge. That every agency has its own culture of how it interacts, who they interact with, and how they nurture their prospects and clients. And that over the period of time is reflected in those communications, in this pattern of communication. And so somebody coming into the organization, once they pick up these clients, they see those footprints and learn, and so it's much easier to understand what's happening in the organization. And last but not the least, I would say, is transparency. Because everything is documented, it follows a process, everything is out there. It depends, who has what level of access. Obviously, that is important to build that right level of access, but at least it brings all that information at a level playing field within an organization. And so some of these things definitely creates a very strong case of why agencies need an agency management system, along with it a CRM. And so some of these things also lead you to think, what is that core pain point that it will help you solve? So always think on those lines. Another thing today I want to touch base quickly is, when you are considering a CRM, there are different categories of CRM. You can say there is sales focused CRM, There is marketing focused CRM, there is service focused CRM. Let's take for an example. A sales focused CRM are primarily, when you're talking about Pipedrive, you're talking about Salesforce, you're talking about HubSpot. Those are very focused on sales, and the processes are designed and developed in that way. Then you talk about service. Then you have Zendesk, Freshdesk, you have Zoho, and several other CRMs are designed which is purely focused from that CRM but service perspective. Similarly, for the marketing, you have Infusionsoft, which is more funnel management of the leads. Then you have HubSpot is also big in marketing. So some of these are primarily from us. So it depends what your organization focuses on, sales, service, or marketing. And then another way to segment the CRM that you are choosing to work with is, are you looking at a small and medium enterprise or a large enterprise? If you're an organization of 5,000 or 15,000 people, you may look at some of the larger solutions like Microsoft Dynamics or Salesforce. The third one probably in that list will be HubSpot. Um, but if you are a smaller agency, then you may look at other solutions. Whether it's Pipedrive, whether it's Insured Mind, something like that. Um, so it depends. What you're looking for, what is your focus, and what functionality you want to bring. So once you put all these three things together, the benefits, the focus, and the size of your organization, it will help you filter down some of those choices which is available in the market today. I hope that gives you a perspective about CRM. Probably in our next topic, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into what are the values that we have seen is being created by CRM solutions like this.